Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all healthy and safe. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the LG V60. Now the main selling point of this phone is the fact that it comes with a dual screen accessory that adds a second screen capability to your smartphone at not a big extra cost. Like this whole package is selling in the US for about, I think, $800. I think that's a pretty good deal, and it's a more practical, more affordable solution to the foldable phone, because obviously I love foldable phones like the Galaxy Fold and Huawei Mate XS, but those are really unaffordable to a lot of people. So with the LG Dual Screen, you're able to get more screen in a package that can still fold up and fit into your pocket. Now I'm not going to spend too much time going over the specs by number because I'm pretty late to this. There are already like 45 videos on the LG V60 out there. You can watch for that. Instead, I'm going to try to focus on what's new and what's different, because I was a big fan of the LG G8X Dual Screen and the one before that, the LG V50 Dual Screen. I made pretty in-depth videos on those, so I feel like I have a lot of experience using this whole setup. So I'm going to talk about what's different. And one of the things that LG is doing different this year is it's changed up the theme of the hardware. If you remember the LG V50, it had this really seamless gem-like look. The camera module was completely flush. It was actually underneath the glass back, so that the entire back of the phone was completely smooth. And then on the front, there were subtle curves to the top, bottom, left, and right sides of the screen. Very similar to the Huawei P40 Pro that I'm testing actually. Like the curves weren't as drastic that you can see the sides, but the feel is very similar, meaning you can run your finger through the sides and the screen just kind of blends seamlessly into the railings. That is not the case anymore with the V60. Now obviously you can see the camera stick out a little bit now. This is not a camera bump, but there's a ring around the camera so you can feel it. And there's this metal railing that wraps around the phone, and it's very visually striking. I like how it looks, but also you can feel it in the hand at all times now. It feels like you have a bumper case on your phone, except it's a pretty thin one, but still it feels very sturdy. And when you hold the phone, you can feel a little sharp edge right here because there's a metal railing. So this is a design departure. The last phone was all seamless and smooth and curvy. This is like rugged. It's like a heavy duty phone, kind of like the LG V10, if you remember that phone, with the steel railings on the side. So the software mostly the same, but in subtle changes in that you can now finally use swipe gestures. This is something that LG did not offer even all the way through 2019. I was pretty frustrated with that because I don't like using traditional buttons anymore. So the gestures are very similar. Well, they're exactly the same as Android 10. So you swipe up to go home, swipe up and hold to go into app overview, and then you back out of things by just swiping from the sides. Now one new feature that LG's added, which I really like, is when you swipe and hold, it goes into one hand mode. Now several other phones have one hand mode, but I really like this version because it's just so easy to activate. Like you just have to do that and then you go into one hand mode, and the screen drops low enough that you can access things really easily. Now I think this one hand mode is better than other companies' implementations. For example, on Samsung devices, the one hand mode you activate by holding down and swiping like down. You see, I have trouble activating it like all the time. It takes 3 tries every single time because you have to press it and then swipe down. And the gestures of swiping down when you're already holding the phone like this, it's pretty difficult for me. I mean, my thumb's not good at going down. Now on Huawei devices, same thing. The one hand mode you activate by swiping from the corners, and this is a little bit better, but I find that sometimes when I'm in an app and I try to swipe from the corner, you see I went back instead of trying to go into one hand mode and I accidentally triggered this. So overall, this hardware, it's very solid. You have a Snapdragon 865, 5,000 mAh battery, and 8 gigs of RAM, so everything should be pretty zippy. Obviously the screen, it's not 90 Hz, it's not 120 Hz, so it's 60 Hz. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I think it's okay because LG's MO in the last few years now is it is not gonna try to compete for the flashiest, sexy tech. Instead, it's gonna go for tech that's practical, like having a headphone jack and giving you more screen, but without charging you like $1,500. So speaking of the screen, let's put it into the phone right now. So it works just like the previous LG phones. You just have to, so it works just like the previous LG G8X. You just stick it into the USB-C port, and then that's it. You tap this button to turn on the screen. So as I mentioned, I've covered LG's dual screen technology very thoroughly in multiple videos. So if you're interested in learning the basics of how all this works, like such as using 3 fingers swipe to switch between apps, please go watch that old video. Now what's new this year is LG is giving you more options to open apps across both screens like this, so you can read articles a little bit better. Now previously you can do this on LG G8X, but it only worked on like 2 or 3 apps. I think Chrome and like LG's specific Rail web browser. But now LG is giving you the option to do more apps in that method, such as Google Maps. And I think it's very useful to be able to look at a map in a larger screen. And also YouTube. Now obviously this is not as immersive as a real foldable phone because you have a giant black bar across both screens, but I still think, you know, if the video is not too crowded in the middle, it is still pretty immersive, and I just think it's good to give us the option to do this. Otherwise, you can still do all the cool 2-screen stuff like last year, such as opening 2 apps side by side. And one of my favorite features is the ability to type articles using a full screen keyboard. Now because the keyboard is much larger, I find that I can type a little bit faster. There's more room for error, and I can even put it down on a table and use it like a mini laptop. Now obviously, typing like this, it's not going to be anywhere near as fast as using a physical key, but I find that it is still a little bit faster than just typing on a traditional smartphone on a tiny keyboard. And of course, for apps that opens across both screens, you can split the keyboard like this too. So this makes for, again, a more comfortable typing experience. Now as for the camera, the main camera is a 64 megapixel sensor, and of course there's a wide angle camera because, you know, LG basically pioneered this tech. I don't think LG gets enough credit actually, because every phone now has a wide angle camera and LG did it first for years. Now there is no telephoto zoom lens here, so the zoom is completely digital. So anything beyond 6x, you're probably getting something like pretty blurry, but 2x looks pretty good. There's also a TOF sensor on the back. It stands for time of flight. So that's basically a 3D depth sensing camera. So LG has added a 3D photo effect mode into the native camera app. So let's find something to try. Let's take a picture of this rubber ducky. So it takes a few seconds to process the special effects, and then now you see you have a 3D moving image. So that's about it for this first look at the LG V60. I just got the phone today, so I'm definitely gonna test it more, and I'll be back with a full review. This is just a very early first look to show you what's different, what's new. I was a big fan of the LG G8X Dual Screen. I thought it was very practical. It's a great travel phone, and I think this is gonna be the same thing. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna have more on this phone coming up. So please stay safe, please stay healthy, and wear a mask if you step out. Thanks for watching.